Come to order, right? I figured that out last week because we're a club, and that's how clubs start their meetings. I think I've never been in an official club, but come to order. The Saturday Afternoon Movie Club. We're having another meeting. Guess what, everybody? We have a guest.
Yeah.
Right, we have the usual cohorts, Bjorn and Randy. What's up, Bjorn?
What's up?
Randall?
Howdy, howdy.
All right, but guess what? We have a guest. It's Beth Stelling.
Hello, club.
Hello, club.
Happy to be here, honorary member for the afternoon.
Beth, I was trying to remember when we met, and I think it was a JFL audition at the downtown Chicago Zanies.
No way.
Yeah, like 15 years ago? Something like that?
Possibly. Sounds right.
Like right at the edge
Wow.
of when I would make
I'm
that
glad
drive.
you remember. I don't do enough drugs to have the memory that I have.
I do too much to be able to
Yeah,
remember.
this is what I'm saying. Like, and it's never a testament to how I feel about the person. I'm just sort of like, I don't know when we met.
Mm-hmm.
You know, also being on the road for so long, I'm shocked anybody can remember anybody. There's definitely times faces, but then people change. Looks. Everybody gets older too. Ideally, it's a gift.
I've
Hopefully.
never aged.
Not a day in your life.
Right. I mean, I think I remember because it was.
I thought it was in Cincinnati for some reason, like at Go Bananas or something.
No, it was in Chicago, and what sticks out. I mean, there was probably 15 people on that show, but you were from Dayton,
Yeah.
so that was what we talked about, and that's what stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Is so close to being part of our scene,
Yeah.
but somehow not.
No. And honestly, I don't know. Probably would have been I would have been a different comic if I started there.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been. I think it worked out good for. It probably worked out good for it.
I just mean, like, if I had started in Ohio, what a totally different experience than me moving to this new city. And, I think like any comic that moves, you get a good 3 years of material off of that alone.
Oh, yeah. Is that true? I'm 2 years into this move and I got nothing.
All you got to do is, you got to open every set with "I just moved here." You get to do that for like 3 years.
Oh, that's true. I mean,
honestly,
I do that.
2 years is really the limitation, but
All
people
right,
stretch it.
I guess you're right. I do have that. I just complain about how it gets dark so early.
Yeah. See?
And no one has cigarettes, but everybody wants them.
That sounds right.
Yeah, that's my opener. You're right. I got 2 years of a free opener. Just for moving. So we're doing a movie that you picked.
Yes, I did. I picked it.
The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
The Hand That Rocks.
Now, I want to know why you picked this movie. Like,
well, you kind of said the best thing to do is what first comes to mind.
Yeah.
And of course, if I racked my brain a little longer, I probably would have come up with something different. Because the truth is, like, your guys' the goal, it seems from what I understand, is one that whenever it's on, you watch it. And to me, the answer to that would typically be something like, oh, I don't know, Ace Ventura, you know? But I think you wanted more obscure.
Yeah, I mean, we were just going for something that was like from that era. Like, I don't feel like this movie gets
I don't know how much
run
play
on this movie
it gets,
didn't.
But it just felt like something that happened more than once when I was younger, and I felt like I shouldn't be watching it, and it haunted me, and it was creepy. Probably has to do with a reason why I'm really not into horror or scary things. I watched too many scary things as a child, including my real life, and I don't like scary movies.
I didn't see this movie until last night because we were doing this, and I'll be honest, I didn't watch it at the time because I thought it was too scary.
Yes. So it's weird that I made you watch it, and I didn't rewatch it as revealed earlier. It's sort of sick and twisted. But I'm looking forward to hearing. Obviously it would have been beneficial if I rewatched it, but I didn't. And that's kind of like a classic comedian move, is to not do the homework.
I mean, that's why we did this.
And I'm almost shocked that you guys did do the homework, but you have to. Otherwise, what are we, just lying to each other here?
I have tried to
not
convince
watch it?
myself I could get away with not watching one of these, and I never can.
If it makes you feel better, I did it reluctantly.
Yeah.
I mean, I only watched it
Same.
once.
Yeah.
He texted us last night.
I mean,
when,
you had to.
This movie makes me so uncomfortable.
It's classically
hated
uncomfortable. There's so it's look, very of the times right now is kind of what you said, only in the sense that we're my comedy loves, okay, are built on a lot of white dudes that I grew up idolizing. That's what was available to me. And they're not bad people and they're not criminals, but it's like there wasn't much reflection of me. So I grew up imitating Jim Carrey and Robin Williams. And of course, I had a little Whoopi Goldberg in there that I really loved. And I loved Walter Matthau. Anyway, the point is, this is a perfect example kind of like, wow, do women act this way or did men write us this way?
It felt like it was written by a man. It
isn't.
Oh,
it's not though?
No. It has there's like three different versions of women. And there's only one credited writer. So
who was the credited writer?
Her name's Amanda Silver. And this will make it make sense. After I watched the movie, I looked it up. This script was her film school thesis.
Wow. So she's basically like learning all the bells and whistles, all the tricks. That's how I felt when I was watching Challengers. He was like, I know how to make film. Watch all the ways I could possibly make film.
Yeah.
And then he did like all the things.
Which is wild because that director is actually like really, really, really good and has made excellent movies. But
The
Challenger?
Uh-huh.
Or
Challengers?
Yeah. Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
I probably just said the name of a documentary.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing. Okay, so that negates my point of, because I was thinking of lines that men in history have written, right? Like when a woman's pregnant, she's like, I'm late. I'm like, who started that? You know what I mean? Like the reveal that you're pregnant by being like, I'm late. Who would know that? Anyway, this is interesting that a woman wrote it.
Yeah.
And I wonder when. I mean, came out in 92.
Mm-hmm. She was a college senior. So, but it has three different versions of women. So it has the one that's, the gullible one, the diabolical one, and the Julianne Moore, I see through all the bullshit one.
Right.
So there were some of the reviews were very like, this movie isn't good, it's very anti-feminist or whatever, but it's like you're focused. Like that review feels like it's focused on one of the three characters specifically. It's like, well, one of them, the gullible one has to be gullible or the movie doesn't work.
Right. There's got to be some evil characters that you don't agree with and you got to be able to write them.
Yeah.
I also feel like if this movie wasn't like pro-feminism, the husband wouldn't have been like supportive and caring and kind.
He believed her.
He believed her immediately.
Even at the beginning with the right at the beginning is the...
You got to go take us through the exact plot.
No,
I wish I had
we'll
rewatched it.
You're right, he did. Like, she brought that up, the doctor assault, instantly. And he was just like, we have to report this. He didn't, there was no, like, are you sure? She was the one doing all the, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Which feels like what a lady would do. I'm not.
It's true. It is. I even had a weird thing with I saw a chiropractor briefly after a bike accident, and I was never even sure if I really believed in it. Woo! Oh, somebody was calling me. That looked weird.
Chiropractic? Is that the thing you didn't believe in? Or
chiropractic.
The bike accident?
Yeah, the bike accident really happened. Chiropractic, I'm not exactly sure. I think some people swear by it. Mm-hmm. It works for some. I don't know. But it's an interesting... Anyway, the point is he did do something weird to me, and I questioned everything. I was like, is that what really just happened? Is that what's normal? And I ran it by another chiropractic couple, husband and wife team, and they were like, no. He should have never put his hand down your shirt.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's bad.
Truly, that was like not long ago. And I remember like really, questioning it all.
What's his name?
Okay.
I mean,
he's in Burbank, Dr. Chris Tsai. But that's the thing. He sees like the entire women's soccer team. They used to try to get me to come back and text. And I just texted like, I'm not coming back because he's put his hand down my shirt. So they know how I feel.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I texted back how I felt. But it's all women that work in the office. And whenever he would do something that I felt was weird, because I went back a couple times, the final straw was the shirt.
Yeah.
But whenever he would do something that started to make me question, he would talk about his wife.
Weird.
Oh. That's kind of what the doctor did in this movie.
I mean, guys are terrible.
He would start to do stuff weird. He goes, I really like going on long walks. Isn't that nice?
Yeah,
Just a sunset walk.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
I know, the distraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything about that guy was terrible.
Yeah.
He's the only, that was the best outcome for his character.
Yeah,
I
right.
was really on board with that happening.
Yeah.
Beheading. If I remember correctly, the beheading.
Pretty much.
No, yeah, he shoots himself.
I mean, the one thing I found unbelievable about this movie is that the husband was like, we should report this and not like, what's his address?
Yeah.
Right.
Like the guy had
Because back in the
a lot
day,
of
there was
windows.
more like you're gonna get punched behavior as opposed to you should tell.
Yeah.
But so many times women are just reluctant. Like the system is. I mean, this is. I'm really bringing us into a really dark place. And I'm sorry. I should have picked a funny movie.
No, I mean this is what you picked. Let's go. Let's.
Yeah.
We haven't even started talking about Ernie yet.
I know.
That's not even his name of his. That's not even the character name. That's
Right. That was his character's name was Solomon, and it's
Solomon.
about two people fighting over a baby. So this has all the hallmarks of film school thesis.
Yeah.
All the things a professor would be like, you really know how to put something together. Like never an idea of like, well, this is going to actually be a movie. Like the fact that they tie in so much of the Pirates of Penzance. That's the song they sing. There's a poster.
Really?
The music that plays on her alarm clock is from Pirates of Penzance. The song she's humming when she's emptying out the inhalers
This makes
is from that.
This makes me want to know that musical better because I know of it.
Right. The big reveal at the end of that musical, spoiler alert if you've never seen the Pirates of Penzance, which I think was written in the 1800s, is that the main guy was switched at birth. So it's tangentially related to a birth, but it is not exactly this.
Okay.
But all right, let's
Switched
get
at
into
birth.
it.
Okay.
Again, all of these this is what gives you an A, but it's not really what like a studio would look for. But somehow,
Right.
This is why I don't think it was rewritten 1,000 times.
Yeah, it seems like it wasn't. It's exactly what you said. I was wrong. Like I was thinking, like, oh, this is just written by a guy who doesn't know how to write women, but it was written by a woman who doesn't know how to write women.
I mean, it was written by a woman who she barely knew how to write a movie.
Also, probably, I guess to my point, if I'm debating something, which I'm not, to defend my point, I would say everything she learned up until that point was highly influenced by either the teacher, the books, and in general what she learned about movie making. But it would be funny if when they made it, she was like, we don't have to put the Penzance stuff. That was like a requirement of the assignment.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't have to put that in
writing
there.
challenge.
They made me add that feature.
Yeah, but nobody ever says those words.
No.
It's just they just heavily imply the whole movie that this family is whatever else is going on. They just also like this play.
Yeah.
They're a big fan of this musical. So I mean, it was like the movie come out in 92, early 92. So shot in 91, probably spent all of 1990 getting it together. So the odds are it was 88, 89 when she did this.
Yeah.
And that was kind of how, things
how it
were
played.
different.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's true.
it is going through a reboot right now. So I wonder what the difference would be when that one comes out.
Is it seriously?
Yeah, I have this. It went into production last month, and it stars Micah Monroe, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, and Martin Starr.
You're kidding.
I know two of those people. I don't know who the lead is.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she played a part on Fargo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was very good on that.
Yep.
and then broke up. Then they got together with her and Ewan McGregor got together. She was in Birds of Prey. I mean, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is great.
She's
Talented.
fantastic.
And could be either one of these. I would be harder to believe her as the wife because she doesn't seem that gullible.
Right. She does have, if we're choosing, like, I don't know, because she also, I guess, in Fargo was playing sort of a antagonist. So I feel like she leans more antagonistic, in my opinion. But maybe because she had dark hair and I'm so susceptible. I'm susceptible to Disney's influence.
Right? She doesn't have that. But the same with the lady that played the lead in the original. Like, she also seems a little miscast in, like, just like the way she looks and talks, she does not seem like she would fall for it. The husband does.
Yeah.
He seems like a yutz. I have that written down in the recap several times.
He seems like a what?
A yutz. He's just kind of a yutz. He's got a whole, but she's nice. Like,
Yeah.
she's so helpful. But he doesn't get to watch the whole movie. He only sees the scenes he's in.
Yeah.
But we got to watch the whole movie, so we knew he was a fucking chump.
Yeah.
So maybe that plays into it a little bit with the lady, too. But
Real sack of shit.
Annabella Sciorra was the lead. Rebecca De Mornay, Matt McCoy, who nobody knows. Nobody's going to recognize that guy, but he was
I did recognize him.
Lloyd Braun on Seinfeld, the second
really?
Lloyd Braun. And he was in he was the Mahoney replacement in the Police Academy franchise.
And you know what's funny about the Madeline Zima, played by Emma Bartell?
Yeah.
Is like, I think I just saw her in an episode of Will Trent.
Oh.
And it's so interesting because it's like that face is recall to me of this.
Yeah.
In this movie. So it was interesting. I didn't watch what I was supposed to, but I did watch an episode of Will Trent.
Her next things were she was in
And she popped up.
she was in the Nanny movie with Hulk Hogan, and then she was on The Nanny.
Oh, really?
The Fran Drescher
Like
show?
that's where that's her trajectory is Hand the Rush to Cradle, Mr. Nanny, and The Nanny.
And the Nanny.
And then a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Forever.
You're right. The Nanny, Californication. I wonder.
Lots of stuff from there, but that was her film debut. I think she did a good job of being a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
But believably a 5-year-old. She was probably 9. That's how they make movies.
Yeah.
But so Ernie Hudson's in it and Julianne Moore.
She's
Early
good.
Julianne Moore.
Very early. Yeah.
There's the only real casting information I could find is that Christopher McDonald turned down the husband role, and Kevin
Really?
Spacey was considered.
Wow.
So McDonald said no, and then the producers chose Matt McCoy over Kevin Spacey.
Which
In this specific instance, is
that
the
was
right call.
smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
He needed to be more of an everyman.
He needed to seem like he'd fall for it.
Yeah.
Kevin
Yeah.
Spacey doesn't seem like he'd fall for it. Kevin
Kevin
Spacey has
Spacey's
always
Kaiser
seemed.
Sose.
He just seems more like he would do it. He would
Yeah,
he would be the one.
because he would be the one to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
He was.
I mean, yes, not just like in most of the movies he's in, he is the guy doing it. And then also it turns out in real life, maybe he's not as good an actor as we thought. He just picked the right roles. Oh, this guy's a real diabolical piece of shit. I'm in. And then he nails it. This movie came out on January 10th, 1992. So, and that was back when that meant the studio thought, well, this is dog shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. January movies were just dump offs for.
So it was a way to just sort of bury it or something?
Yeah, just they needed stuff out, but nobody went to the movies in January. January and like August
Wow.
Late
were
summer.
just dump
Times
offs.
have
Yeah.
changed.
But this movie was a big hit. It was made for $11.7 million and it
What?
ranked in 140 worldwide.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Huge hit.
It debuted at number 1, knocking Hook.
You're kidding
Hook
me.
had been number 1 for 4 straight weeks.
Yeah, Doug.
This had a theatrical release?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know the credit font would not.
To me,
It's a Lifetime
to
movie.
me, it falls, in Lifetime movie. Like, you're going to see, that's because, like, I feel like that's how I came across it, was on a movie channel, which I just don't know.
I mean, you probably saw it on Channel 48.
I'm over here wondering where and when I saw it. Because, I mean, yes, it could have been that. But I'm like, we didn't even have cable there for a while.
No, that's what this whole podcast is based on. Is we didn't have cable, so we
Yeah.
were but my dad would be
Watching stuff.
busy.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon, we just watch whatever the 3 movies from the end of cartoons to the beginning of nighttime.
Yeah.
Those were the movies that got me into movies, and that's why no one's ever heard of any of the ones I picked. So it debuted at number 1. Number 2 was Hook. Number 3 was Prince of Tides. Number 4, Father of the Bride.
Loved it.
Number 5, Cuffs. Yes, that one will come up again. Beauty and the Beast, JFK, The Last Boy Scout, Grand Canyon, and Bugsy.
Whoa.
That was the top 10, right? Some of these will do.
I loved Hook.
Yeah.
I loved Hook too.
Hook is
I
incredible.
loved Father of the Bride. I have a dumb story about it. My mom would give us, when we went on trips, she'd give us $20. We could spend it on whatever we wanted. And on a random road trip, I found a copy of Father of the Bride on VHS. We did not have any way of playing it for the whole trip. And it was the first stop, like first gas station. And I purchased it. and I just brought it on the whole trip. That was all I bought. That was my.
I hope it had one of those big, thick plastic covers.
Like I just read it. I just studied it the whole trip. I don't know. I don't even know.
How old were you?
It was, I don't know. I was be like 10.
All right, so a 10-year-old saw this and was like, Steve Martin's daughter is getting married. I wonder how that's going to play out.
I feel like I was trying to be like more adult or something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm going to make like a good purchase for like the family.
Aww.
So stupid.
I'm going to get this for us to watch as a family.
Yeah. Father of the Bride.
Father of the Bride is right.
I think I actually lost it on the trip. It didn't even make it on the way.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
No.
man.
I love that.
Oh, no. This movie has decent scores. Roger Ebert did not. There's no written review from Roger Ebert, but on the TV show, he liked it. He liked it more than Siskel. IMDb gave it 6.7. Rotten Tomatoes is 66%.
Whoa, that's low.
66?
Isn't that low?
Nah, not really.
It's certified fresh.
I mean, it's 66% from 92, so that means 2/3 basically of the critics liked it, and so. That's, 20, there was probably 22, 25 reviews or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course the person who wrote this is anti-feminist, and then somebody else
Oh no.
said, oh yeah, the Washington Post, Rita Kempley called this movie anti-feminist, which I don't know. It makes me think I either don't know enough about feminism, or it makes me think she only saw two of the three characters.
Strange, I guess, because women can be criminals too.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like this movie reminded me of like any TV series. Like where there like some revenge plot, like I don't know, like
I'm actually
Revenge.
surprised that the reboot is a movie. Like this feels like a 6-episode, like how they just did Presumed Innocent or whatever on Apple TV. Like it feels like something you would do that with.
But I feel like they will flip it where the person getting revenge, you're like rooting for that person instead of the family.
I don't want to see that movie because you don't want to see the interloper. I can't imagine.
I'm not saying I want to see it.
I just can't imagine how fucked up the story would have to be to root for the person who steals a baby. Right. This movie was directed by Curtis Hanson, who then did LA Confidential and 8 Mile. Amanda Silver, we mentioned her already. She still works. This was her film school thing. She wrote on the new Avatar, the second Avatar movie.
Really?
Oh, no shit.
She's part of the writing crew for all these Planet of the Apes reboots.
Wow.
She's got a long list. She's around. So Rita Kempley might be right, but didn't slow down Amanda Silver one bit. So, all right, that's the movie. That's when it came out. Early 92. Big hit. People loved it. It was probably a movie that it's like a rare movie that like women would go to in January. That also like quadrants, how they talk about the quadrants. Like this is finally like, I don't know, a chick flick that the dude would also be like, oh, it's murder and it's scary. Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Yeah.
Or like Sleeping with the Enemy. That's the other thing that's fun. I Googled it, and then all the ones under where it's like, maybe if you like that, maybe you like this. It was Single White Female, Sleeping with the Enemy, Fatal Attraction. It was all just, you thought they were cool, and then they were not cool.
No. They turned out bad.
Right, that's what they assume. They just assume that's what I like about this movie, and they don't assume, like, I just like cradles. So recommend me movies with more cradles.
Yeah, more.
So the movie opens with the most Lifetime movie-ass font credits of all time. Just, I mean, it almost looks like it's like a stand, like you would have it, it's preloaded into your computer.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to think, or it's free. It's
it
probably
like,
open source font.
It looks like credits that someone would put over like a home video that you sent away for.
Oh yeah, it's like Picket Fences, like one of those hour-long drama shows that don't nothing actually. It's just a lot of, hey, what's up? Those kind of shows from the 80s. Maybe there's a little strife to take you into the season finale, but not much. The movie it cuts back and forth between black socks, white shoes, khakis, riding a bike, and a tour of the house with all the lights off.
Uh-huh.
It's a poorly lit house. I can't tell if they're trying to show us that they just moved in. It took me half the movie to realize that they were not new to that town.
Yeah.
Seattle
It gives that vibe.
Yeah, they're like, Seattle's dark. Let's shoot it dark.
There's only one raining scene in the whole movie.
Uh-huh.
The rest is just bright and shiny.
There's also only one shot of the skyline, so maybe it's Seattle.
Yeah, from the
It's definitely Seattle. That's another thing that from the research, every address mentioned was the actual address of the place. Like when they call the cops from their house, the address he tells the cops is the address of that house. The address for the doctor's house is the address
on the
You can
listing.
Yeah, you can go look at it.
I sent
wonder
the link
who
to
lives
you.
there now. The Zillow.
So someone researched it, and I sent a link to these guys about that house. And the only reason they shot there is because it was vacant during that time.
Yeah, they had just been built.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now somebody probably lives there and is like, this is the house they shot the hand that rocks the cradle.
Yeah, right. If you know how you have to.
It's like the Goonies.
I
house.
don't know if it's true that you have to disclose if someone died in a house you're selling, but do you have to disclose if someone died in a movie in the house you're selling? Why is this so cheap? Well, there was a suicide in a movie.
There was.
It's not a real suicide. The
You don't
guy's
see
alive.
it. Just a gun noise.
Just gun noise.
Suicide, murder.
Right. So it's there. It turns out the khakis, white socks, that's Ernie Hudson riding his bike to their house. It's super crazy early in the morning for him to be showing up. The tour of the house simultaneously, like they're not even awake yet. Then when he gets there, they're just like breakfast and brushing teeth and whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's like 6:30, 7 in the morning. He shows up to build a fence with there's no plans.
Right.
They just kind of ballpark it. I would like the fence to go all around. And he's like, okay. And then he just built this is a pretty extensive fence. They should have.
Should have done a little research.
Something written down.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep people in or keep people out?
I mean, that's a fun sentence that feels foreboding.
Yeah,
but
right.
Also,
I definitely think that was it was heavy-handed and
it was supposed to be a foreshadow, and they're like, I guess to keep people out, and it's like, but you invited them in, so it doesn't matter. The fence is.
Let's build a dog. Do you think you could put a nanny door for deceptive nannies?
Yeah. Right, he was the first. I think he was the first one suspicious.
Ernie,
yeah. So,
Yeah.
But Solomon, his name's Solomon.
But it could have been Ernie. It felt like
Ernie
Ernie would have
Solomon.
worked.
I guess most people know him from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like 3 other movies that we've watched on here.
Really?
Yeah, he comes up.
He got in. Yeah.
Just small roles. Was he in Runaway?
Quantum Leap.
No, that was Stan Shaw.
Okay.
The Crow. Miss Congeniality.
Miss Congeniality, yeah.
Yeah. Still talking Ernie?
Yeah.
Ernie, right? I think he was one of Gus's dads
I
on
have
Psych before they switched to Keith David.
Have all that little Ernie Hudson.
I've watched a lot of Psych, but I clearly have not watched it as carefully and as much as you. You're always telling me all these facts, and I'm just like, wow, I really got to catch up on Psych. I love it.
I don't know that I watch it with more eye for detail. I've just definitely watched it more often.
Yeah.
It's a falling asleep show for me sometimes. So this is odd. The lady of the house, the mother character, Bartell. Also, I wrote Bartlett for most of this recap.
Bartle.
So the
it's
edible
Bartell.
kicked in too soon.
I got high. I got super duper high
Bartle.
before I even started it. So Bartell goes to a doctor. It's her first appointment with this doctor, and she just casually mentions that her previous doctor had been fired. So she had to get this new doctor. How does the doctor get fired? I would like to know what happened there. She's just bad at picking doctors, because this one doesn't go well either.
No.
Yeah, what the heck? This
doctor just full on assaults her, and I hate it.
Yeah.
And I I have written down, is this what this movie's about? What the fuck, Beth? That's what I wrote.
Honestly, it was right around this time I out loud said, I think Beth picked the wrong movie.
Right? Like, there's a chance we come in and we start talking about this, and 10 minutes in, you're like, I meant The Crush.
Yeah. Wait, you guys watched The Hand That Rocks the Cradle?
I told you it was Cradle to the Grave.
Cradle to the
Cradle to the
Grave.
Grave. Damn it, you're right. Should have been Cradle to DMX.
DMX.
I obviously forgot that part.
The assault?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was
But
confused.
seeing it as young as I was is so horrific. I
Yeah.
also watched Silence of the Lambs like in first grade because one of my neighbors showed it to me.
Oh,
that's-
God.
I watched stuff way too early.
There's a chance that a lot of this assault would have just been taken out if you saw it on TV.
Okay, it's possible then.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
there's
I
nudity
didn't
in
remember it because
There's a lot.
it did get taken out then.
Most
I don't know.
likely. That's happened a few times with some of these where my memory of it is from the TV version, and I'll watch it and be like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah.
There's this?
There's
this
this?
happens?
Yeah.
She is so creeped out by the assault, that she has an asthma attack kind of on her way out of the office. So that's our first check off.
I
Yes,
did like
we've
that scene.
introduced-
It was like shot really cool. Like you really felt it. Like it's shot from above.
That I love the
like-
top down. The really, really bad ADR took me out of it.
Yeah.
Just a hair.
What,
yeah,
what
this-
was it? What she?
It was her gasping.
Okay.
Like,
Every time it's
But it
real
happened
bad.
a lot.
It just the volume is not quite right.
and it's
Not
also,
even with the asthma. There's so many lines in this movie that don't match up
Yeah.
to the mouths.
That was the first instance that I was like, that's not her.
This is how they kept the movie under 12 million for the budget, right? We'll just fix
Don't worry,
it
we'll do
later.
it in ADR. We'll do it in post.
Just say whatever right now. We don't know,
She's like, I forgot to put on my costume. We'll fix it later.
right?
What? Post.
The director's walking around. I need the screenwriter. Oh, she got finals today. She'll be here after crew practice. She tells the husband, and the husband's like, we got to report it. And then it cuts to a news story. A week later, they go, this guy was accused, and now he's being charged by
Because a bunch of other women came.
Hey, man,
forward.
they move fast in the 90s.
Yeah, but for
Yeah.
it to take a week to go from she reports him.
See, it is a comedy.
I mean, it's more of it's like sci-fi at this point. I was surprised and heartened when the husband just believed her right
Same.
away.
That's a positive.
Then to make us try to believe that the authorities would also be like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's get him. So this
Especially
comes
a
out,
powerful, rich person.
Yeah.
Doctor.
right? So we see his house for the first time. With This Is playing at his house, and he kills himself at the house. That's the suicide we were just talking about, realty wise.
Realty wise.
Probably drove down the price. Then now we get to meet Rebecca De Mornay. She is the good doctor's widow at this
Good
point.
doctor.
I mean, that's what it said.
Bad doctor.
Oh, okay.
There was something. I don't.
Oh,
I don't think he's a
not
good
the-
doctor.
Not the assaulter doctor's wife.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's the assaulter
the
doctor.
assaulter.
I would say it like facetiously.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I got confused.
I
I was like,
mean,
are there two
obviously he's
doctors?
not, and he's dead. He got less than what he deserved.
Yeah.
I did feel bad for her, though.
For De Mornay?
Yeah. it
For
was
a
like
second,
she didn't deserve that.
we don't know what she deserved.
Yeah, that's true.
Fair.
Because the way she handled it, it doesn't feel like it's new to her. She's not treading new ground. She is very confident in all of her moves for the
It's
rest
true.
of the movie.
Yeah.
She's having a meeting with the lawyers. The lawyers are like, well, the estate's under suit, so we can't give you, so she has no money. Turns out she's also pregnant. She gets to stay in the house until she has the baby. But this is too much for her. And within seconds of this information, she stress loses the baby, has a miscarriage, loses the baby. So now she also has to move. That's got to be a real.
Yeah.
And
That's a 1-2 punch.
And when she has the miscarriage, they had to give her an emergency hysterectomy, so she is now infertile.
Oh yeah, can't have a baby.
Yeah, so she has lost her whole life pretty quickly.
Right. 6 months later, it cuts to 6 months later. Ernie Hudson just works there.
Yep.
at the house. He's the outside houseman. Just does not feel great.
No.
Fence is done.
The fence is done, but there's other stuff to be done in the yard.
Birdhouses.
He's
to put
really
up.
good with the baby, but they're not comfortable with him with the baby because he's mentally handicapped, and society, prejudice, etc. So that'll come up. Chekhov's Ernie Hudson, most likely.
There's so many Chekhovs in this movie. Do you know what we're talking about with the Chekhov's gun?
I thought it was a different term.
If you see a gun in the first act, it must be fired by the third.
Okay.
Yeah, there's tons of them in this.
So that's like I've always tried to, when I watch a movie, I try to find the thing in the first act that comes up again, and sometimes there's a lot. This one has several.
Yeah.
The asthma, the fence, Ernie Hudson.
Yeah.
Just windows in general.
Windows, right?
Greenhouse.
They meet on the street. Her daughter gets on the bus without her coat. She chases the bus. The bus is stopped somehow in time to get the coat to the daughter. And it got stopped by Rebecca De Mornay. She's found the heroes of the movie. She found them. Mm-hmm. And gets hired as a nanny on the street. Like, is very, nice and kind. It's pre-internet or whatever, so they don't do any research. They just go, she seems cool. Everybody likes her. Let's go. She's got good cover story for why she didn't set up a thing, whatever. She's really good at all of this, which makes me think
evil.
She's been good at this the whole time. So, and then she says to Ernie Hudson, she goes, anyone could have an accident. And I was like, oh, this seems like it's going to come up.
Yeah.
It actually doesn't.
She's creepy. She's well cast.
Right?
Yeah.
It gets pulled into the second interview. The nighttime, has dinner with the family. We find out the father is a genetic engineer. Which seems like it would come up, but doesn't really. He's dressed like a cool teacher.
I wrote down that he honks when he gets home.
Yeah,
I love
He's
that idea.
They're all fun.
For sure.
I bet the neighbors love that.
Yeah.
He's home. Good.
Yeah.
They're a great family. They all love each other.
I remember parents growing up would always be like, tell them not to honk for you. Tell them to come and ring the doorbell. It's rude to just...
just pull up and honk. Why? He's just coming home.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Right. Her earring falls out for a second time. So Rebecca De Mornay pretends that she found the baby choking on it. So now she's staged a hero moment. Gets the job. Saw him as painting the house. I don't care for it. It doesn't feel good. That part,
It doesn't feel good.
I don't like it. They move her in. Now she lives in the basement.
And why?
She's the nanny.
Why is she living in the basement? Because she basically was like told them I have nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean she's like an au pair or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
3 a.m. sneaky. Goes and sees the baby. Forgot to write there.
I'm waiting for a moment to
she
come.
breastfeeds the baby.
That's what I've been
breastfeeds the
waiting
baby.
for.
Yeah, but the first part, she looks like she's gonna like she picks up the pillow, like she's gonna smother the baby, and this is like a big fake out, whatever. Except we're only 30 minutes in. Like, it'd be a real fucking short movie if she kills the baby immediately.
I had the same thought.
Then what? But then she breastfeeds, and that's not cool.
No.
I don't.
So weird. That's what I remember sticking with me so graphically.
Her
Is
breastfeeding.
that. And how wrong I thought I was. I was like, ew, no, you're not supposed to do that.
Oh, it feels wrong now too.
Yeah.
It always feels wrong.
Because the thing is, wet nurses are and were a thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes certain moms can't produce, and then they do bring in either someone or now more realistically, you are able to go pick up breast milk if that's what you were trying to or wanted to. But there's so many issues with that, of course, too. The person's diet, or they're supposed to be tested and blood tested and everything like that. But
I am just now learning what a wet nurse is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, in this moment?
At 36 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, wet nurse. Because you've heard of it. It was like mentioned probably in a few Shakespearean plays.
I've heard the term. I just didn't know what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Wet nurse.
That makes way more sense.
Right. That's how they define.
But this is
dry nurse.
Yeah, what's a dry
dude.
nurse?
A dude.
Extra dry virgin.
Yeah,
nurse.
but this is wrong.
No, this is very wrong. Then we have the
I don't like virgin.
like
then we
olive
meet
oil.
up. Then we meet Julianne Moore finally.
Hottie.
Just long enough from the credits that I kind of forgot she was in it. It's perfect. I love when that happens. Because hooray, now she's there. They're going out on a date, double date. Julianne Moore, we find out about ex-girlfriend. He smokes a cigarette at dinner. It's Chekhov's Sometimes I Smoke.
And her like weird horny husband that just is obsessed, just openly hitting on. He's just like oogling her.
Dude, I fucks the shit out of Peyton the first time.
Every time he sees her. Just
wait, the bad lady?
Yeah.
No,
Peyton's the bad lady.
Yeah, Julianne Moore's husband really eyeballs her.
Okay. And she's just around.
She's just and she's just in like
she's not
trying to look or dress.
Yeah, I was gonna say if anything, she's like trad wifing it.
Oh yeah, she's like t-shirt and sweats.
Yeah.
It's like you're being gross, dude.
Yeah.
Now this part I always remember this, and I want to. They go to the restaurant and they say, "You have the number where we'll be." Do you remember that when we were kids and like the parents would go somewhere and they would leave like the restaurant number?
Yeah.
This is where we'll be.
Yeah.
And, like you might have to call the restaurant.
Yeah, we had that too.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It is pretty crazy. I mean, there's also certain things you don't think about even when you are leaving your child with someone, which is like, this is where you are. Mm-hmm. This is the address of here. Should you need to call 911 and say, well, where do we need to come?
Yeah.
Like there's certain things you don't think about if you're not a parent or even just in general, especially as times have changed. But even nowadays, everybody who has kids and has a nanny or a babysitter should say like, this is where you are. This is the number you call. Obviously 911, but here's a landline to do it if you need to.
Right.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I don't like. I remember being a kid and babysitting whatever.
Yeah.
Some other kids from church or whatever, and they would leave the number of where they're going to be, but they never left their own address.
Yeah.
It's true, and you wouldn't know really. I mean, of course, you showed up there.
Look at that.
But like, you showed up there, you knew how to get there and walked there or whatever it was. But ultimately, if you're in an emergency, you're panicking, it needs to be on the fridge.
Yeah.
This is where you are.
That's smart.
This is where to tell.
Yeah, there we go. She just gets dirt. So she gets dirt on the ex-girlfriend, Julianne Moore character. This night is when she starts trying to carve out the daughters from the parents and, watch TV and have a secret.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah.
Watch zombie movies.
Right. Breastfeeds the kid again, but this kid is just getting fed constantly because the mom doesn't.
Gaining 0 weight.
I mean, the kid at this point should be fucking 40 pounds.
Yeah.
The kid they should be trying to figure out how to a travel schedule to be on the Tonight Show for having the fattest baby in the country.
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Right, it doesn't make. The daughter tells her about a bully at school, so now we just have to wait for Rebecca De Mornay is going to go kill a kid, I guess.
Scare a
That's what I'm
child.
thinking.
Chekhov's anti-bullying.
Right. So, right. The guy, the next day, he's got a proposal for the EPA. He's a genetic engineer, but he's got a proposal for the EPA. We don't know yet. They don't show us what his actual job is. It's plants. He's a genetic engineer with plants, but we don't know that yet.
She volunteers with plants.
So this doesn't make a lot of sense that he's a genetic engineer has anything to do with the EPA yet, but he does. He got a proposal that he did not make a copy of and apparently just typed up and can't remember and gives it to the wife to send. But of course, De Mornay steals the mail, trying to cause a rift, trying to separate them all, trying to clean them up so she can steal the family.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be her job.
And she loses it in that bathroom stall too. Just like, I didn't understand why.
She's reacting to something that was said to her.
Okay.
I don't remember what.
I don't know. She just like takes a toilet plunger and just starts beating the heck out of that.
I don't even know if she's reacting. I think she is just angry. And she's so every now and then she has to let it out so she can keep
be
it
pleasant.
Cool.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Has an asthma attack because she lost the mail.
Uh-huh.
That keeps coming up. Now she's got this idea for a surprise party.
Oh, God.
Walks the baby to the husband's office. The Solomon and the mom just work at home, but she just leaves with the baby.
And this is Seattle. I don't know if you've walked around any portion of Seattle. It's hilly.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's not easy.
Not realistic.
It doesn't work. It feels like a small town.
Yeah.
Like how is this guy's genetic engineering lab walkable from their big ass suburban house? It all just seems a little cute for a movie.
Too convenient.
Yeah, it's, but it's a movie.
Why can't she have another baby? Because she got a hysterectomy.
Mm-hmm.
The teacher told her to write that in. Oh, she should have another baby then. No, she got it all taken out.
Right, she's toast. Solomon catches her breastfeeding, but
he doesn't know how to say anything.
And she kind of overreacts to this because why would he know that it's weird?
Well,
or also she could just be like, because from the angle you could just be like, I wasn't.
Yeah, no,
I was just holding the baby. Like you could get out of this pretty easy without having to fuck this dude's life.
Yeah.
But that's not the type of person she is. No. She fucks this dude's life.
She's a evil witch.
Says some terrible thing. Somehow this movie being from 1992, this is the only time when they do those, when they get a little too far with the talking to Ernie Hudson's character.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's acting too intellectually challenged, you mean? Or
no, just they used the words they would use at the time, but the bad lady used it in that scene only.
Okay.
And it's 1992.
Very straightforward. If he is, it's like you. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it isn't.
Uncomfortable.
He's not even. Yeah, he's just like awkward. He's not much. I've met guys like this at open mics. Like, he's not. There's nothing wrong with this guy. I would let him watch a baby. He seems great.
He's kind and sweet. Yeah.
Right. They do another reveal where it seems like the dad's mad at him, but really it's a new bike. Then he gets accused. She sets him up, plants the seed of, I saw maybe some inappropriate touching, whatever, of the older daughter.
Yeah.
The mom gets suspicious. The mom asks the daughter, we don't have any secrets, right? And the kid, of course, looks guilty. Like she does have a secret because she does have a secret, but it's the watching the TV secret. This lady is fucking died. She's moving pieces around. She is
diabolical.
Right. She is Russia and this family is the United States. She is just moving these pieces all just constantly, puppet mastering, all of it. Comes up with a plausible reason why the mom would have to go into Solomon's cart to find batteries, but then hit a pair of the girl's underpants. So the guy gets tossed, but there's no, like, they don't even seem, they just seem like disappointed in him. Like the mom's really mad, but the dad's just like, I think it's time to go.
They were like, we've prosecuted enough people.
Yeah, let's get right.
In these last couple weeks.
Right, I mean, they threw charges at that doctor within a week.
I know.
Yeah.
They if they could have, they chose not to.
Right, so they get rid of. So now Solomon's out. He was a threat. The next move is to get rid of the Julianne Moore character. So she sets it up so that now they're planning the surprise party. Guy only smokes around Marlene. Ex-girlfriend comes back. He's trying to keep it a secret from the wife because it's a surprise party, but now he smells like smoke. It's starting to, it's getting real suspicious. She steals the lighter, puts it in his pocket, which comes up in a minute. Marlene does not believe anything this Peyton lady says. She hits on the husband in the middle of the night after she apparently drops the ice, like the whole ice can,
and then puts it all back,
and then scoops it up and puts it back in the freezer, right?
Off the floor.
Yeah. Off the floor. And then we have the rarely seen fridge sexy.
Yeah.
It's the fridge sexy pose where she's just, the door's open and running her fingers along the edge of the refrigerator door. And the husband just like, well, you have a good night. No interest.
Zero interest.
Oh my God. So the next part is the surprise party where it all falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
But she finds the lighter because she has to go to. So apparently they get her out of the house to load up the surprise party by sending her on her birthday to drop off a bunch of her husband's clothes at the dry cleaners. So that's it. The only two, nobody else is with her. It's just her and the dog.
We have a couple of business items for you.
And she doesn't get suspicious at all. Have you guys ever had someone throw a surprise party for you?
No.
I found out about it, which made me sad. I was a kid and I really wanted one.
Yeah.
And then I found the list. I was kind of looking a little, and it was on a pad in my mom's, like on her piano bench. And I was like, dang it. I found out about this.
No. It would be fun. I've never.
I hate them. I've had 2. Yeah. And the second one, I should have just guessed it, but I was just mad because no one could hang out. I was like calling people. I was like, but it's my birthday. I really want someone to hang out with me. Yeah. And so like the second one, I was just doing shots at the bar with one of my friends.
Oh no.
And just like buying shots for other people. I was like, apparently nobody's my friend. And I was just being weird about it. Turned out I had a surprise party and I was wasted when I got there. So my friend was like, all right, we might need to slow down. I'm going to just, we better get him to the party.
Or a loaf of bread.
Right.
I hate surprise parties.
So she doesn't know about the party. Comes in hot. I can't believe you fucked her. And the guy is never like, no, everybody, there's people in there. It's a surprise party. But he never says, this is what we were doing.
Yeah.
This is why I smelled like smoke. This is why the lighter's in the pocket. Like, we were planning this. Like, all he has to say is we were planning this, but he doesn't. So she runs off now. You know, they're hitting the skids. They have a long conversation. She starts being suspicious, but the baby monitor's there, so she's not suspicious enough. Peyton can't hear everything she's saying. Knows she's onto her.
Oh no!
Right, sets it up. She sets up the greenhouse trap.
Oh no! This is the part. Yeah.
Right, Marlene.
Mm-hmm.
Marlene starts to find, like, she's suspicious, and then at work she's looking at listings for houses and sees the doctor's house. The dead, 6 months, 7 months later, the dead OB doc. That house is for sale. And somehow, just in the picture that was printed, the black and white photo, she noticed it has the same wind chimes that are at the new house. And she's like, this lady, she got those wind chimes. Probably the same lady.
Oh, I forgot there were Chekhov's wind chimes in this too.
Chekhov's wind chimes.
Yeah.
Then we get to see microfiche. That's fun.
Yeah.
It was about a month before there would have been a different way to do that.
I mean, because they have computers.
I love a microfiche.
There are computers. She finds a picture of her in the microfiche. Now she knows the whole game.
Is that what the
and then comes in hot.
Computers were called?
Yeah.
Oh, we're in a lot today.
Doesn't play it cool for a second. Calls everywhere. She need to talk to Claire? Is Claire there? Well, I'm on just immediately lets the bad guy know what's up.
Well, they had to reveal early too when we first.
So wait,
met her
the mom does
a
immediately call bad lady Peyton?
No, the Marlene does after she finds the photo of her and the doctor and like realizes who her real identity. Mm-hmm. She starts trying to get a hold of Claire. The De Mornay answers the phone and she's like, I need to talk to Claire, but gives up the ghost right there, doesn't even try to play it cool. Then shows up at the house and calls her Mrs. Mott. It's like, you just for a second.
Yeah.
Don't tip. You can't do anything. Wait, are you going to drag her out of here? Yeah. You're just going to be like, I know what's up, and then leave her there? That's
right.
This is a bad plan. She doesn't. She falls for the trap. Gets killed by falling glass in the greenhouse. Rebecca De Mornay, humming a Pirates from Penzance song, empties out the asthma inhalers, knowing that Claire will get home, so takes the baby for a walk. Now she's not even going to be there when Claire shows up and finds the body and then has an asthma attack with no inhalers. This lady's pretty smart. Mm-hmm. She is getting it. It could have worked.
Her releasing that is so creepy.
Effective.
Mm-hmm. Very.
Right, it feels the breaking glass. That feels a little Like she got lucky that she died? Like it could or couldn't?
Kind of felt like a stretch. I feel like you could survive a bunch of falling glass.
I had a girl at one of my bar method classes years ago who told the tale of she just tripped. She had a glass table like this and just tripped and she almost died in her own house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She was like, it's amazing I'm alive and she'll never have a glass table again. It was just like a series of flukes, like a trip, a slip, but it sliced her like across her leg, whatever some artery is to here. And she like barely made it. Somehow was able to either somebody found her and called the police but yeah, glass be scary.
So with that said, I still think she would have survived only because falling into a table and then having glass fall on you are real different.
Yeah.
I mean, either one would kill you. What I don't understand is why she didn't take one step back. Like that's all she had to do is she took one step into the greenhouse and then everything smashed and that was loud. Like just you take that one step back, you're still basically in the doorway, but she moved further in.
Yeah.
So that it all got her. Like I don't understand how she didn't get out of the way. Not that it wouldn't kill her, but it's just the same one step back. I feel like a noise like that when I open a door would be so startling that I would step back. My reaction would be to step back. It wouldn't be maybe the glass roof broke and I wouldn't think about it. It would just be this was obviously wrong. Whatever I just did fucked something up. So I try to undo it as fast as I can, which would involve taking a step back and then being like, I don't know what happened. I just got right here and then it all fell, right? Like I'd be more thinking about if I'm going to get in trouble for what happened.
Oh no!
Just
I broke your greenhouse.
I just knocked. All I did was knock to see if you're in here in the roof.
Did I do that?
Right. So of course the lady finds the body, has the asthma attack. None of the inhalers work. Somehow calls 911. Calls 911 first. That's pretty smart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The hospital or the ambulance shows up. She's in the hospital. The husband shows up. This has got to be just like a top 10, top 5 worst day of his life. Yeah. Probably top 2. I just allowing for the possibility that something worse than your wife almost dying and your old possible wife, best friend, whatever, did die. Yeah. On your property.
Yeah. And you're the dude most likely to have done it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
You're suspect number 1.
Yeah, right. Okay, so this is all. She gets home from the hospital. The Peyton's wearing the bracelet. Not cool. The Marlene case is closed, apparently. They don't. The cops are
no
just already.
Questions asked.
He was like, I guess the ceiling broke, and now that lady died. Nobody. There's no. It doesn't seem like it's that long from when it happened.
No.
Claire starts to she finds the note in her pants. She forgot that Marlene had been trying to get a hold of her all day. Finds the note that Marlene was trying to get a hold of her. Gets suspicious. Goes to Marlene's office. Finds out the last thing she did was look at these listings. Sees the house for Dr. Mott. She doesn't have a magnifying glass, so she just drives to the house. And then looks around the house and sees the trim, realizes the nursery is decorated the same way this house as her house. The thing she added to that nursery.
While she was in the hospital.
Right. So now she knows what is going on. She has to try to get home. Tries to call. I mean, no cell phones really makes this movie work.
Yeah, they're going to have a lot of I don't have any service.
Yeah.
Or, my phone dropped scenes.
Or another hysterectomy.
Yeah.
The husband believes her right away. Again. So it's Chekhov's husband believes her. It doesn't have the same weight as some of this other stuff, but he just believes her right away and they throw her out of the house.
I love it.
But this is dangerous because the baby, the other kid the seed has been planted.
Not before Peyton takes a fucking real solid punch to the face.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was right.
Oh, wait, who punches her?
The Claire.
Claire walks in, fucking decks her in the face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Punches her straight in the face so hard that her body comes up off the ground and then lands on the table and flips over the dining room table.
Yeah.
It was definitely what would happen in It at least should have been an uppercut.
Yeah.
But she plays these people. She gets back in the house. I have written down here, she played these people like Sheev Palpatine in the prequels. Just everybody bought everything she said. Hook, line, and sinker.
She gets back in?
She comes back in.
Mm-hmm.
And then pushes the husband off the steps in the basement, hits him with a shovel, and then pushes him off the steps, and he breaks both his legs.
It's worth saying she gets back. She's not welcomed back in. She breaks back into the house.
Oh.
Yeah. Like she's out of their lives.
They're like, leave, and then she breaks back in.
She breaks back
same
in.
day.
Yeah.
Just later that day.
Because they're still packing to leave. They're like planning to leave. And
they're planning to leave for a couple nights in case, because she's not arrested.
No.
Oh, yeah, the cops are like, well, we'll send somebody when we can. You're not in immediate danger.
Oh, we are, though.
Yeah.
Right? The same authorities that brought charges in a week.
Yeah.
On the OB are like, nah, I think now you're being a little dramatic. Oh, the house where the lady died and we don't have any explanation for it?
Yeah.
The house where you somehow, all your inhalers were emptied with no explanation?
We'll see if we have time.
Now they're acting like cops.
Yeah, now this is the first time the cops are on planet Earth. Now it's a whole.
So she breaks both his legs, then what?
Now it's just the mom and the bad guy, the mom and the nanny.
Yeah.
Monster in the house. The baby, she locks the kid in the room. Sneaks up. She knocks the lady out. She has another knocks her out downstairs, hits her with a shovel. Thinks that she's out. Doesn't stick around to finish it. Goes up to get the daughter, and then starts saying, "Where's the baby?" Like goes to the daughter, goes, "Where's Joe? Where's the baby?" And the daughter's just like in there and points at his room. She didn't even check his room, the nursery.
Yeah.
And then of course goes in there. There's no baby in there. The daughter, the 5-year-old, snuck the baby out. She's a hero. She locks her in that room. And then sneaks the baby into a closet. And then this is where the baby actually gets smothered. She wraps a blanket around his face.
I saw it.
And then she switches the baby monitors.
Yeah.
That was a really good
That was a very good
The 5-year-old did that? What the hell? It's
like all of a sudden it's...
And even at that, it's still just 50-50 that they're going to hear the monitor and not the actual baby.
Yeah.
They might still just find the baby because you're still in the house. Lady wakes up. Mom, Claire, goes up to find him. They're in the attic now. Solomon showed up. He's rescuing the baby and the daughter. Rebecca De Mornay gets up there. This lady, Claire. They start fighting in the attic. They're fighting. She's not concerned that as a person she thinks
previously fired
molested her daughter is now in the attic with both her kids.
I think it's because she knows how evil Rebecca is.
Yeah.
She
was like, you toyed with all the people in my life. He's safe. You're the one who's...
Well, yeah, because like literally everything that she got suspicious of was fed to her by Peyton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Chekhov's asthma attack. She fakes it. This caught me. I didn't think this would happen.
Usually, because sometimes even when you're faking it, it actually starts to get real if you're not careful.
Yeah, I thought that it would be... Like, honestly, when this is happening, I thought that, like, Solomon would have an inhaler and save her that way. But no, she just faked it and then fucking throws her out the window. It's amazing.
It's my favorite. Defenestration's my favorite one.
Right? She falls. She's impaled on Chekhov's fence. A real, like this. So this movie had another fuck yeah, fake out. The asthma scene. Fuck yeah, fake out. Woohoo. And then, of course, she's like, yes, you can hold the baby. So this is just a real touching story of them figuring out that they should have just let Solomon hold the baby
the entire time.
Man, I hope that in the when we do the part, if there should be a sequel, it should just be the world's most boring movie of him being a good nanny.
Holding a baby.
World's best nanny.
Yeah, right. Like that's it, and then that's the movie. The movie's over. Do you remember this?
Yeah, the asthma stuff especially. But there was a few moments that I forgot, like a couple of the legs breaking. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Which is weird because like when he gets hit with the shovel, goes over the banister, and he like lands flat like most people would.
It doesn't. It does not look.
Both of his legs are somehow he didn't land on his feet. And
yeah, it didn't even. It wasn't even like at the top of the stairs. It was one of those flights that cuts, so he was halfway down. So he fell, and he went under the rail. He didn't even topple over the rail. He went under the rail. So that's like 4 feet closer to the ground.
Yeah.
So he just falls
a little bit,
maybe like 5 feet,
4 or 5 feet, and lands flat. But both his legs, just his legs, his face is fine.
Yeah. Even though he like landed temple first.
Right. He should be dazed. There's a better chance he has a broken nose or a fucked up ribs or something. But no, both his legs are broken.
Can't move.
Actually, when he said I can't, he goes, I can't feel.
Yeah, maybe he's paralyzed. He hit his spine.
Oh, right. From the front.
From the front. Yeah, it was one of the very rare from the front
Not the
spine injuries.
I think that he twisted his penis.
Right.
Into his spine.
That does cause paralysis.
Stunned.
Right, so he just didn't want to move. He just didn't want to say it.
No.
He was trying to clean it up. He was
He's too embarrassed to admit that he had a boner while he was falling.
He got all excited when he heard the music.
He landed on the ground like junk first. So he just got racked real hard by the basement floor and doesn't want to tell his wife. And also he's probably just a little like, I think that bitch still has that shovel.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight her. I love you and the kids, but I broke both legs. You do it. I can't both my. Because there's probably a moment where he's like, if I just say one leg's broke, she'll be like, just limp.
Yeah.
Just hop up there and fight this lady. She's going to kill her kids. And he's like, if I say both legs are broke, but really just he got hit in the bag. And he's like, I got that thing where my stomach hurts because of my bag. I got wrapped. You do it. I do everything around here. I'm a genetic engineer. I can't be responsible for all the stuff.
I'm out here trying to make corn big.
Yeah, he works for Monsanto.
Oh, man. If that's true, then I'd be like, anything could happen to all of these people.
Done. Who cares?
He didn't know that what he was doing was going to end up being used for bad, but
see, like
he was trying to make big.
If that's the case, Peyton's the hero of this story.
Yeah.
That's how they change it.
That's the sequel.
That's how they make the
sequel
interloper.
Is that she goes on to destroy another CEO's family.
Right. She becomes the nanny for Clarence and Jenny Thomas. And we're just like, yeah, do whatever. Take all their shit. Fucking you just keep rewinding the scene where she pushes him off the steps. Oh, this is my favorite part. So there we go. That's the hunt for red. Wait, the hand
for Red October. The hand that rocks the cradle
Octobers.
In October. In January.
The Hunt for Rocks the Cradle.
That's your alternate title.
Right, I think I liked it. I don't know that I'll watch it again recently, but
I can pretty assuredly say I would probably want to watch this movie
I don't think you need to. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's too much going on, you could argue.
Right. There's a lot. We're busy. We're busy people.
I did like how there was a lot of scenes or shots where it would just be like, here's a thing, and then here's the payoff, and then here's a thing, and then it'd be like, it was very, I like that.
Yeah.
Linear.
Yeah.
Also, this just occurred to me. Maybe the songs from Pirates of Penzance are public domain. It's another trick to keep it under 12 mil.
Good ideas.
Right? It's cheaper to rent a studio than to reshoot any of these scenes.
And Julianne Moore's salary was actually $10 million.
Right?
So everything else was done for $2.
Should be. There's a bunch of movies in the early 90s that she's in for a little bit.
Yeah.
They're like, man, she should be in this movie a lot more.
She's good.
But who would she play in this that isn't that person? Because I wouldn't want to see her as the bad person, and there's no way I would believe that she was that gullible.
No. You could maybe see her as gullible. She's sometimes good at playing that frail type. Sometimes. I don't know. I'd like to.
Even in that movie where she's blind, she still seems like a pretty strong person.
Yeah, she's definitely has some gumption.
Yeah,
like she's not just a total pushover, but I think she can appear as somewhat frail because she is a slight sort of smaller person.
Right, you're right. Boogie Nights. Now that you mention it, Boogie Nights has that where like.
But yeah, she's a strong female lead. It's just she's not exactly like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody really like that cool chick from Third Rock on the Sun.
Oh yeah,
Third Rock from the Sun. I mean,
yeah.
Fuck, what is her name?
Right,
she rules.
30 Rock.
Yeah, she's so funny.
You talking about 30 Rock?
Mm-mm.
Third Rock.
Third Rock from the Sun.
30 Rock from the Sun.
30 Rock from the Sun.
Are you talking about Jane Curtin or Sally?
No, it's Kristen Johnson is her name.
Yep.
Kristen Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Like she's somebody like you wouldn't mess with.
No.
You know when people are like Laura Croft, I'm like, not to be, trigger warning and not to be rude, but like anorexia is not strong. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not like a powerful person. You watch that and you go, oh wow, she's so powerful. But at least for me, somebody like Kristen Johnson.
Like Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, that's one. That's
Sigourney Weaver.
Like who's that Australian stunt driver from the Death Proof?
From Death Proof, yeah.
Oh, Zoe Bell.
Zoe
Bell.
Yeah, So we're gonna take a break and we'll see what the Raz is up to, and then we'll be right back. Okay. All right, we're here with the Raz for The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. What'd you think of this one, man?
Dude, I like this movie. I thought it was actually good. I've never seen it. I've only remember, seeing like the box art of the hand with the cradle or whatever. Maybe that's Rosemary's Baby. Even. I don't even know if that's the right box art, but I feel like the one of the posters had something to do with the baby cradle in the hand.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when this came out. It was a big hit. It was this kind of like looking back, like when I did all this stuff at the beginning of the episode to put it in context. I realize now why because it came out in January. So it was dumped, and then it ended up it made a lot of money. It made like a 140.
It did really well. Like it was a popular movie. Like I think, like I read about it after. I'm like, because I remember it. I know the name. Like I remember it being a talked about movie.
I know why I didn't see it at the time. It seemed too scary. A baby in jeopardy. I just didn't want to see what was gonna happen with that baby. I didn't realize. I was like 13 or whatever when it came out. So. I didn't realize that, of course, the baby is not in jeopardy. It's everybody around the baby. Right. I didn't put that together, but
yeah,
I was surprised. Great. I was shocked by it, and not shocked. I was shocked how much I liked it, and how like it did not feel. I mean, some of the look of it felt old, but like the story felt pretty current.
I mean. In theory, you could do that. You could, it could have been, you put smartphones in their hands. That changes it. But other than that, it kind of could be very current. You easily could kind of like, if you don't know what people look like, you easily could have it be a new movie.
Oh yeah. I meant like you're right. All that stuff. This movie doesn't work. You have to change so much of it to redo it, which I guess we'll find out because they are redoing it. I just meant like just the watching people be manipulated, but because we can see both things, like that was 100%. Just so stressful to me, and it just feels so. Yeah. It just kind of like aligned with relevant. Relevant, like just how I feel in general all the time. Like that feels like, but this was like a personal, and this is just how I feel about everything that's being like thrown at us all the time. It has that vibe,
right? Yeah.
Also, the font.
No, I liked it. I thought it was really good. It definitely had that. It had a good amount of thriller and like what is happening.
Yeah, and
nothing was really telegraphed too much.
No, you. I didn't know what was like how it was gonna like. They're gonna. You can pretty much count on a movie like that ending nicely,
right?
In some, to some degree, but.
Like it didn't even dawn on me she was opening up the greenhouse to have the glass break. I thought she was doing that to like kill the plants or something.
Oh yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea why she was doing that. Do you want to know something? I think the original script had I think the daughter was gonna get caught in the greenhouse, and they were like, "Nah, this is too far. This is fucked up." But I don't. She wasn't gonna die in the greenhouse. She was just going to trigger or whatever.
Trigger
the trap.
Yeah.
And then Marlene, the Julianne Moore, was just going to have like her brake lines cut. And fixing that is such a better. Don't fight like the little kid. You can't hurt the little kid. And also brake lines cut. Come on. What is this? Who's Harry Crumb? Just fucking do the thing.
Yeah. Right. What is this? Yeah. I just, again, Capricorn 1. I watched Capricorn 1 recently, and the brake lines were cut in one of the cars. Like such an old trope of like how fast are people cutting brake lines?
I wouldn't even know how to do it. I don't know which one's a brake line. It's very much a movie move. It happens in movies all the time, and I've never, like, I wonder how many real life cases there are of somebody cutting someone's brake lines. It's just such an easy move for a book or a movie.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, but man, I like this movie. Like, I'm thinking about this movie now, and it's like, I can see why it did really well. The slow burn almost of it, like why it would make. I think it cost like $40 million, and it made like $170 or something just domestically. So like, I definitely think it's it's one of those things where it's like, of that time too, of those times where it's like, your babysitter could be, who's the baby. Babysitters are always a scary, like, you're trusting somebody with your most valuable possession, which is your child.
Yeah, right. And you wouldn't let somebody you've known that long hold your iPad.
Right.
It's like you have a friendly conversation. You're like, here, borrow my car. There's no fucking way.
Right.
There's just a lot of hoping back then, a lot of hope and trust.
Mm-hmm.
We did get to see some microfiche. It's one of probably the more recent.
Love a good movie
where you got to use the microfiche, because she even had a cell phone.
I love a good movie with microfiche. But even that is like, you could research. I mean, we could see her at her house looking it up.
Yeah.
Or computer. Like this movie could be remade very easy. Like, you give cell phones, okay. She overhears him talking on the phone. Like, it's a very easy movie to kind of update with a few tweaks.
Well, a
few rewrites.
In the same thing that we talk about a lot of the podcasts, because I've seen the whole episode already that we've made. It's currently in production. A remake for this movie it started last month, or it started in January.
Great. I mean, with catfishing and everything, it lends itself to work.
Oh yeah. No, this is good. Because honestly, you're right. Like, you make this movie 15 years ago, and we don't know about how like the internet could be spoofed and that stuff can be kind of played with as much as we know now, or we weren't even like familiar with the concept. Now you could do it, and we would all be like, "Oh, sure, that's how."
Right.
Even though we don't know, I don't really even know if it happens, but I now believe it could.
Right. So, but I mean, look, it was good motivation. It was good motivation. Like, it's, she lost her kid because, it was a very good vengeance.
Yeah, they
it was
do.
Good. Like, I really liked it. Like, it was a well-made movie. Story wise, it was a well done,
Yeah, I like it too. I'll probably watch some of these worst movies we've talked about again, like sooner than I will this one, but not because this one's worse. This one's good, and if it was worse, I would watch it more. It successfully executes its mission, which is making me feel uncomfortable, which means I won't watch it as often.
Right. There's some movies where you just don't. There's good movies, and there's a lot of good movies.
Yeah.
Right. Now there's bad movies, and then you want to rewatch them because they're bad. But also good movies. There's some good movies where I'm like, oh, it was a good movie. Do I need to watch it again? No, I don't. I don't.
Right. I had a better time watching, say, Runaway, even though this is a better movie.
Right.
So looking for a better time, I'd rather do that.
100%.
This is just actually good.
Right.
All right. Well, how do you want to? Let's sign off.
Let's.
I like it.
Again, let's keep on this train.
Yeah.
Let's do this thing I did the last 2 episodes here, and we'll just say, think of somebody you haven't talked to in a minute. Think of somebody you haven't, a friend. You know what? Let's do this. If you have a living relative that you had, if you're over 40 and you have a living relative who is around, and I say this because my aunt Jill that I mentioned over in the Cliffhanger episode, she is no longer with us. So shout out to my Aunt Jill, who was not doing well when I was talking about her on the cliffhanger episode. So think of a relative. Think of someone who was really cool to you as a kid, who was always there, or you have some memories of. And if they're alive, shoot them a text and say, hey, I'm thinking of you. Thanks for being cool to me as a kid. So let's do that. Let's keep it in the same positive vibes. But instead of thinking of a friend, let's think of a relative or a neighbor or somebody that that you used to have in your life a lot more, and they're not anymore. Shoot them a text and say hi.
I like this. I like these vibes, Raz. It's I'm into it. It doesn't have to actually be. I'm gonna do everything you said, but I don't think I have any relatives that fit that.
Geoff, text your dad and tell him, hey, I love you.
Oh my God, if he responds, I'll fucking shit everywhere. I wonder.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Your dad passed, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. I just remember you not getting along with him. I remember those stories. That's why
we get along great now, man. We're we're closer than ever.
That's funny.
I still got his number in my phone. I'll text him, see who answers. Maybe I'll be one of those guys on Twitter who got a new Thanksgiving.
Dude, you never know.
That's very fun, man. Well, I can't wait to see on the next episode if looks could kill. That's coming up. And yeah, text somebody. That's our main. That's our point. That's Raz's point right now.
Do it.
Text somebody. Let's get some personal connections back. Let's start living in the real world.
100%. 100%.
All right. Well, thanks, man. We'll be right back with the questions for Hand That Rocks the Cradle. Hey, and we're back. All right. So this is the Hand That Rocks the Cradle. I feel like we need to change something about how we do it, because I talked way too much for the fact that Beth was here.
I was thinking if they did recast it, it would be fun to do it with. I speaking of movies, I actually love. I love The Family Stone. It's like one of my holiday ones I like to rewatch. It would be cool to have it be Rachel McAdams, actually, because she's also very powerful. But it would be cool to have her be the.
Yeah.
I don't want her to be the evil one. I want her to be the mom.
Just do it all. Just hero. Wedding Crashers. Have Isla Fisher.
You could have it be Isla. I was thinking Sarah Jessica Parker plays the evil person.
She'd be great too.
Yeah. Sarah Jessica Parker, and then
be a nice
Luke Wilson.
To have a 65-year-old nanny.
Yeah, Luke. Well, the thing is, like, it's funny because in this movie she is kind of old to be doing it, like in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Luke Wilson would be a perfect.
Luke Wilson is the dad.
Yeah.
Although the remake is Martin Starr, that's also a good choice.
He's solid.
Coach, though, if Coach were the bad gynecologist, it would be hard to believe because he's a good guy.
Oh, Craig T. Nelson.
Yeah.
That's who you meant.
I can see that.
Yeah. The Family Stone just put it on. Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Oh yeah, that'd be a fun way to do it. Just what other movies cast should be in this movie. Like that's how we'll do that. We'll do a thing like that.
I love that.
One.
Yeah. Move the Family Stone right over.
That's what I was doing because I could never think of. You guys were thinking of all this clever stuff. I would just take casts from other movies and just put it on there.
I did that with one of them. I can't remember which, but I just used another movie for it.
I'm glad it's Martin Starr. This feels like the kind of thing that they would have. 5 years ago, if they did it, this would have been the thing that, like, oh, Josh Hartnett's in a movie.
Yeah,
like, it would have been that kind of.
Oh my goodness,
Josh Hartnett also would be great.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't see him in that latest thriller.
Trap.
Man, I have words about it.
Yeah,
really?
We don't have enough time.
Is it good or bad?
Both.
Okay,
yeah.
I still want to see it.
But,
see it.
I mean, good and bad. That sounds great.
Yeah.
He's so creepy.
Wow.
And so good.
I'll tell you this. So he is a guy who's supposed to be playing a serial killer that is hiding in plain sight. And if I ever interacted with anybody who acts the way he does, I'm like, you're a fucking serial killer. Yeah.
All right. So definitely we'll have to put in somewhere in the description that we spoil a pretty recent movie.
That's not spoiling. That's right
sort
up
of the
front.
premise.
Yeah.
in the
they
trailer.
also do kind of make it seem that way in the trailer. Yeah. Like
I didn't know.
We know he's here, but
yeah,
we're trapping him in here.
Exactly.
Anyway, yeah. I'm interested.
What would you double feature? Like, if you were going to watch this and another movie, what's a good double feature for us?
I guess Shrek to cleanse the palate.
Sure. Yeah. The Family Stone.
Yeah. You got to watch a cartoon after that and be like, take me out of this earthly world.
That's a good point. I mean, I don't have one. I don't know.
Mine was
Shrek. You can say Shrek too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shrek 2. Mine was Stepmom.
All right.
I don't know why.
Yeah, parallel universes kind of in a way.
Like I kind of wanted that. That was what I wanted to watch next for some reason.
Oh my goodness.
Sure.
Wow.
Somebody gave me that example recently of a bad. So, because I'm sort of a stepmom, and I mean I'm not married, but I have some material about it that I'm starting to write, and somebody was telling me, because I didn't have a good stepmom. Somebody was telling me that their stepmom made them watch that movie. Now I'm really wondering who that was. And if that's real, it seems fake. That like I would be like, hey, what movie do you want to watch? Stepmom with the kids? It's about the mother dying. Another spoiler alert from the 90s or whatever. But I'm like, why would I sit the children down and be like, should we watch Stepmom?
Should we do it?
Or maybe I might have to step in if your real mom dies. And now I'm like, who told me that?
Right.
Watch it be a comic and I'm like spoiling something from their act. But
You have to, you would also have to show them Punchline.
I haven't seen Punchline.
No, it's just another thing that's tangentially related to what I do, but not accurate at all, and not actually appropriate for what you're doing.
Yeah,
With Tom Hanks, that one.
Yes.
Isn't it? I thought it was Billy Crystal. Okay.
No, it's Tom Hanks and Sally Field.
Yeah,
just
John Goodman
playing Piers just a few years before she plays his mom.
Oh, sure.
Hollywood is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
I did have a double feature.
All right, what's your double feature?
It is Ghostbusters 2.
Sure.
Because both feature a white blonde whose baby theft is thwarted by Ernie Hudson.
All right. Hell yeah. Ernie Hudson saving babies.
You can watch My Kid anytime.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would, like, Ernie Hudson would be a good nanny.
Yeah.
Very much.
I
Protect her.
trust him.
I have a feeling like almost all the scenes where he is playing with the kids, it's just him playing with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He seems like a sweetie.
He's good at it. What would be who gets the Oscar? I'm going to do this fast so
Fucking
you can get
Ernie
out of
Hudson.
here. But somebody from this movie gets the Oscar. Who gets the Oscar?
Ernie.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Ernie, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Ernie Hudson.
Ernie for sure.
All right. I had the
mean nanny, the bad nanny.
No, I was just gonna give it to the house. That house is dope. the
house wins.
Doc Mott's house. Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah.
It's not in a lot, but fuck.
When it is, goddamn. Does the heavy
It
lifting.
shines.
It's worth $3 million now. It sold for $700,000 in 1997, and now it's worth $2.8 million.
That's not a lot. I mean, after this long?
In Seattle, that's a pretty
Sadly, doesn't have that view anymore. There's trees.
Okay.
right.
I'm not over here saying like, oh, that's nothing. I just mean I thought it would just be way more. I don't know.
Yeah.
It does feel like
Something
a $7 million
unimaginable, but
house.
whatever.
But maybe it's on the other side.
What
of
do
the
I
sound.
know?
Maybe it's just near Seattle.
In the suburbs.
Oh yeah, it could have been like
It's probably Tacoma.
Bremerton or Tacoma.
I guess we could type in the address and see where it is.
Yeah, it's in there.
I mean, that house is definitely close enough to Seattle to have the view.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, I give it to the house. The wind chime. I'm going to give it to the wind chimes.
Wind chimes win.
Who knew that the wind chimes were ultimately what's going to save the day?
I did.
As long as she's falling towards the fence, her last thought was probably, why am I so in love with these goddamn wind chimes? Of all things, I got fucked by the wind chimes. So what's your favorite part of the movie? Like when you think about it, what part do you remember? Do you have a favorite?
The standouts are this isn't not my favorite movie. Like maybe I didn't understand the
Oh
assignment.
no. It doesn't have to be your
this
favorite
is not
movie.
like I love
None
this
of these
movie.
are my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's just haunting me. The azimuth, her going this and then her,
sure.
Those moments and the breastfeeding will always be like
yeah.
horrific moments of my life.
Yeah, you're right. Favorite part is the wrong way to say it.
Yeah. The
There's
ones
no
that
part of this.
stuck
There's no
with
part of
me.
this movie I liked.
No.
Maybe most impressionable part.
Right.
But you also have to admit that like there is a type of movie making and storytelling that will pull you in. And so then you're like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Okay,
mean, there's
I'm
parts of this
watching
movie
this.
I will
Yeah.
never forget.
yeah.
But that's different. That's different than This is my favorite part.
No.
Like, yeah.
My
I love when this-
favorite
Get in the
part
seat.
when he sprained his dick.
I did like that.
I like that part.
That was pretty neat. He did a lot of good acting because he never said it. It's just improv.
Yeah.
He left out the sprained dick part.
Yeah.
All right, so
I can't stop yawning. I'm sorry.
that's all right.
I've
You
gone
got
like
some-
47 times. It's gotten to my head.
You got something left on your list?
I do. I got other titles that I came up with. So I will say, I think the title of this movie is so good. I don't really believe in these. These are just for fun for me.
Yeah, this movie is one of the. This movie cannot be retitled.
No,
But let's see what you
it
got.
can't. So I've got Chekhov's Greenhouse, Dr. Assault, Keeping People In, and Sleepless in Seattle.
Yeah, there we go. Sleepless in Seattle.
Yes.
That's perfect. What you got?
I have unhelpful summaries.
All right, let's do that. Let's hear your unhelpful summary.
A white lady refuses to secure a valuable gem. A thrilling tale of the origin story of the lady from Misery. A story about how mishandled breastfeeding will kill your husband's first love. And a grown woman physically assaults a toddler.
Yep.
Right, I have a young married couple goes through ups and downs after having a new baby.
Breast milk. It's for everybody.
Yeah, it's for everybody. Hers is.
Yep.
I have Nanny surprises family with new wallpaper in the baby's room.
I mean, these are all technically accurate,
Technically
but not
accurate.
helpful.
How do you think this movie should have ended? Do you think it was a good ending, or if there was another?
This
Dude,
movie,
defenestration, perfect.
right? If you change it, you have to change the whole thing to change the ending. This
Yeah.
movie ends perfectly for what this movie is. It's great.
I would have just liked the friend to not die.
Yeah.
Right, like I
In
would have
the
liked.
greenhouse.
That's the only thing that
That was too far.
right. The only thing that you might change is who causes her to be like pushes her out the window.
Yeah.
But everything else, like if Marlene stayed alive and did show up
Yeah.
and did that, like saved the family, maybe they all get tied up or some shit.
Right.
And then this lady who you don't think will come because they had that big blow up and she's got to like face a thing she doesn't really want to face.
Yep.
To come save the day. That's pretty great.
I wouldn't have minded the daughter saying like zombie and then pushing her out the window.
Yeah.
It's our inside joke.
It's our secret.
Right. Then they're never going to know. This kid, the daughter, the 5-year-old Emma, that kid's going to be like, that kid's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And no one is ever going to really know why.
I know.
Because she was traumatized
yeah.
by Solomon getting tossed. The parents think, now they're just like, I guess it wasn't, but what was the secret? They don't know what the secret was. Turns out the lady that she liked, all of this is bad for the daughter.
It's all bad.
That's why I picked Girl Interrupted. I just imagine that is the
Her
end.
life has been interrupted.
Right, it's 15 years later and it's the Emma character. It follows the Emma character going through
That's your sequel.
just heavy, analysis to try to figure out what's wrong with her.
See, I kind of wanted the Halloween ending where she falls out and then they go down there and she's gone. And then that's the
that
end of the
could
movie.
have been cool.
And they're like, oh no. And then
If you
they
needed
set
to
up a
If you
series.
wanted to secure a sequel,
Yeah,
yes.
Like,
Right, she hits.
she
hits the
does
fence,
land on the fence.
You can still
but
come.
all the fences now falling down because it turns out you do need plans and
Yeah.
a professional.
Yeah, it was
fence
made
man.
of cardboard.
So she falls off the fence, and Ernie's like, "Oh no, I'm sorry," and it's all Ernie's fault.
That's good. All right, so this is the Hand That Rocks the Cradle. We did it.
Yay!
We
Whoa.
did it.
All right, I'm gonna go to the club and eat something.
You got anything? You want to plug anything? Beth's got specials.
Yeah, I got
YouTube-
specials. I got
that one from Dayton.
the one that
That's
Geoff
on YouTube.
worked on. It's on Netflix.
Wait, that one's on Netflix?
Yeah,
Oh, I thought you. Never mind. I didn't know what happened to it. But you made that one yourself.
yeah, that one's on
was
Netflix.
Oh, cool.
And
in
I did
Dayton.
make it.
That was cool as
Yeah,
shit.
and Geoff was on that and warmed up the crowd beautifully. But yeah, that one's on Netflix. It's called If You Didn't Want Me Then, and we shot it in Ohio.
Yeah, the Victoria Theater,
Mhm.
downtown Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a half hour of mine on there too. I'm on tour, BethStelling.com.
Yeah, can't recommend enough. Go find her. Go watch the stuff. All right, thanks for listening, everybody. The next movie is If Looks Could Kill on Amazon Prime. So good luck. I hope it's still there when this comes out.
I hope we don't have to purchase it.